I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures. It's Friday here to talk to you about the grain markets, the agricultural markets. We're a little bit lower here this morning in corn, soybeans, and wheat. We'll start with the corn market today. A couple weeks ago, corn did gap higher, and we still have not filled that gap. Perhaps the function in this corn market is to trade to higher prices and buy as many acres as it can this spring. So acreage is the next big thing here, and it's months ahead of us. But one thing we do know, there's 3 million less winter wheat acres that were planted last fall. So are these acres going to go into soybeans, corn, or what percentage? Those will be the deciding factors here going forward. Soybean market, we had cancellations of exports yesterday. That's never a good sign. Nonetheless, every analyst will tell you that most of the soybean purchases now are going to shift to South American. I beg to differ. I think the demand for our U.S. soybean is going to continue at an unabated pace. So we'll see about that. We have a March 31st acreage report. That's a few months ahead of us here. And really, we won't know the spring weather scenario till about the middle of April. So we got to stay tuned here. We're in these small ranges. One day this week, crude oil was up 8%. So stay on your toes. These markets are getting cheap, and when they snap back, there's going to be some big short covering rallies. And that's what the rallies are right now, is short covering. So we got to keep talking about some catalysts, some fundamentals that can shift. We got to get above some of these moving averages and stay above there, and we're going to be talking about that. Demand is the key. So we had good corn exports yesterday. TPP, I'm going to keep talking about this each week. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, it's going to be a boom for U.S. agriculture. So Congress has got to get this passed for the U.S. farmer, and we're going to see tariffs lowered from these Pacific regions, and they're going to buy more U.S. grain from us. The wheat market, I'm going to mention this week. There's plenty of wheat in the world today. Egypt announced the first commodity exchange that's going to be launched this year. Going to have 6 agricultural markets, crude oil and gold. So Egypt's the biggest wheat buyer in the world today. So a boom for them, and centralize their grain purchasing in that part of the world. And it is Friday, wrapping this up. Veteran grain analysts will tell you, looking forward, there's more upside this spring and summer than there is downside. And we'll leave you with that. Have a great weekend. Futures and options on futures may involve substantial risk and may not be suitable for all investors.